What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Ochi, and this is a quick live. Um, it's been a minute since I've basically joined a live, and I decided, hey, it's time to basically do a quick live. So come on in. You can see the title of the show. You can see everything. It's just a quick 20. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today. Where have I been? What am I doing? A lot of stuff in terms of what's going on. So I'll probably wait for people to come in, but yeah, but the goal is to see what have I been doing, and it's been a while since I did a live, so I'm trying to catch up on some lives, catch up on some videos, and basically talk about certain things and certain aspects of what's going on, what I've been doing, where I've been, what's next, some of the stuff going on, especially like the executive order with Biden's executive order, especially around AI. There's a lot of stuff going on in the pipeline in terms of big data, AI, jobs, and a lot of stuff going on. So let's get into first things first. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Again, there's a lot of stuff. And first things first, the internet has been bombarded with a lot of negative aspects and stuff going on. It's either been again it's the war, but it's either been inflation. There's not enough money. There's no this. There's no jobs. There's no that. It's been a bombardment of negativity on the internet, and the solutions are basically little or no solutions are either given. Either tell you the world is falling, or they don't tell you, okay, what's the solution to this? And that's the problem. There's a lot of negativity, and I didn't have that much time or anything to deal with these negativities. So I had to just plan on what I've been doing. And to be honest with you, what I've been doing is what I promised. I've been applying to jobs. I've gotten like 3 to 4 offers in different job aspects in terms of data science, systems analyst, systems engineer, and these are reputable companies. I think I've gotten a lot. I've still got interviews, more interviews coming, but I've gotten a lot of offers, and the offers range from 165 to 220. Those are my offers from 165 to 220. So I'm still going, and I'm still getting calls. And at the same time, I'm also detailing what I'm doing to actually get how I got these jobs. From my reading habits to my aspect in terms of the certifications. In terms of, I started creating an algorithm and all that to help people determine what certification do you really need to be very useful in any tech space itself. Because everybody's saying take this certification, but nobody's telling you why you need to take the certification, or nobody's giving you the reason you need to take that certification, or why it's important, or do you really need it. But I decided to use data and numbers to actually determine if which certifications were important for anything. And it basically helped me narrow down how, especially within tech space now, they're basically everybody's getting laid off. I'm getting offers. I'm getting offers. I mean, offers and offers. These are offer letters. This is not on. These are real offer letters. And again, ranging from 165 to 200 and something. My lowest is 165. So I'm detailing that activity itself, detailing what's how I did that, detailing especially how I did that, detailing what I did, detailing what aspects I did, detailing how many, what interviews I did, detailing especially how, again, reading patterns, what I did, how I talked to an interview, what interview, what I did to prepare for the interviews. I'm detailing all that because nobody's giving you that. Everybody's giving you, oh, do this, do that. But when you start in the beginning, what source do I need, and what source do I need now that can sustain me throughout the career I'm trying to pursue? Do I need 10, 15 certs, or can I look at all the data and just get the two, three relevant certs that's going to be useful throughout my career? That's going to be useful, and everybody. And how do I get that? What are the big? How many? I mean, I'm detailing it, and it's working. I mean, it's working. I had to fine tune it in the beginning because I wasn't getting that much traction, but I started fine tuning it. Not only what I'm reading, but also what certs I need. And I'm also looking at the interview process, and I'm also looking at everything. And I fine tune it to the point where now I'm getting offers, I'm getting tractions, and I'm getting the way it is basically going to be. So that's just one part of it. I'm doing that. The next part again, I'm registering for school. I'm going back to community college to take some courses and some stuff. And I'm going to start doing that too at the same time. So I have to plan my year for the next year too, 2024. So classes, um, job, and also um, this channel is still slowly growing, but I'm going to start advertising certain courses in terms of the law, in terms of AI and law course, which I'm working on. Because in what I do on a daily basis, I talk to a lot of lawyers, and they don't understand the fundamentals of AI. And now that the executive order is coming through, that's a need, so I'm working on that. And I'm also working on some fundamental AI courses that, again, a lot of people don't understand what AI is. So I'm working on again AI and law and AI and fundamental AI courses, especially for people who want to do prompt engineering, large language models, NLP, all that. I'm working on those, and I'm gonna start throwing some ads and throwing some courses in there to see and talk to people on what's needed because I'm seeing a lot of missing aspect of it. I'm seeing a lot of people teaching it, but they're not teaching it from the aspect of they actually doing it. I actually doing it. I can prove based on not only my offer letters, but what I do on a daily basis that I'm doing it, and I can teach you how to do it. So I'm doing that aspect too at the same time. So there's a lot in terms of what I'm doing, and it's again hindering me to do some of this YouTube stuff. And there's a lot coming down the pipeline. Um, in terms of casual economics, in terms of understanding AI, I'll say to go on zero, you need to understand the basics first. And the basics is understanding what AI is. What is AI? And that nobody's teaching. Everybody wants to go into straight. And the question is, in terms of trying to even enter, this is what I'm going to say. Some in terms of being into going into AI, there's a lot of jobs out there that you don't need to be a data scientist. You can do data visualization that pays 116, 120K. That's not difficult. You can do right now data governance, data auditing, source engineer. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline that if you if you really want to be in this, that nobody's telling you there's so many pathways in terms of AI. AI is so vast right now. I'm going to discuss one of them. Recently, the Biden administration brought out uh, executive order in terms of AI, and it's divided into different sections in terms of civil rights, in terms of AI. That's why I'm bringing that AI and law course in there. We have AI in terms of AI auditing, making your algorithms make companies will not have to come out and make their algorithms more auditable by the government. So this is what I'm going to say. There's going to be a massive amount of jobs coming out in terms of AI. And these are jobs coming from data governance to data auditor to AI auditor to AI. I mean, that that executive order has created so many jobs right now that if you go to Indeed right now, there are 10,227 jobs. I'm trying to switch off my own job post because there's so much coming in. I don't want, I'm so tired. I mean, I'm getting offers like, please, can you please help me? Do you need to switch? I mean, I rejected an offer, and the person came back to me and said, "What do I need to do to make you take this offer? How can I make you move down to this place? What was the sweet spot?" There's so much need in terms of in understanding AI. Not only again from business analyst to data visualization, just understanding the data itself. It's there's so much money in there, and people are not giving you the options in there. So, for instance, if I tell you you can be a data visualization professional, and all you need to learn is SQL, choose either Power BI or Tableau, and learn basic statistics, basic, and you can do that in the next 3 4 months, and you can apply for a job for 116K or 120K with the Department of Justice and still get paid. Or you can use that same skill you have and go to any big companies and you get paid. Again, there's a lot of opportunities. In 4 months, you can be learn data visualization and go and make so much money from just data visualization or data governance. Learning SQL, looking at the data and saying, okay, this is the data. What's wrong with the data? How can I clean it? What kind of analysis can I do? Or even data governance, looking at the requirements and matching the requirements to the data itself and seeing if are there problems. Even with the data governance, you can start with the source data governance, or you can look at the after data governance in terms of analysis after the algorithm has made the decision. Or you want to be a prompt engineer. You can be a prompt engineer and be a technical prompt engineer. You can be a prompt engineer, just a prompt engineer with understanding language and all that, or you can be a technical prompt engineer where they'll pay you more for understanding not only the prompts but also understanding the architecture behind it. There's so much layers in this. I mean, so much money in this. It's ridiculous. And there's so many jobs out there they can't fill, and they can't. And I promise you, they can't. Because I'll say this: anybody who's teaching you, and the person, and you ask the person, okay, you say you can teach me. Can you show me? Can you really show me? You want to teach me how to get into this career. Can you show me how you got into this career? Can you show me anything that proves that hey, you can make this money and you can teach me how to make this money? I I went back and started applying. I revamped all my processes in terms of knowing how to apply, knowing where to apply, how to change my resume, looking at everything, what certifications are important, what do I need to learn, listing my stacks. Again, I have nominal stacks. They say, what stacks? They were actually, what stacks do you learn? Oh, I have Sage ML, SageMaker for my creating API for my systems, Kubernetes, Python, and SQL. That's it for me. And now for visualization, I use Tableau or Power BI. I know my stacks, but the question is, these are the questions they'll ask you. Your goal is to make sure you're ahead of them. So first things first, the Biden's executive order has given you the opportunity to make so much money in terms of what's going on here. The executive order has. I mean, I'm gonna show you what the executive order is. I'm just gonna show you what the executive order is about. I mean, it's in the next year, next by next year, the amount of data professionals that's going to be needed will triple by next year, just because of that executive order. The executive order has opened numerous avenue in terms of the law, in terms of data governance, in terms of data visualization, in terms of understanding bias. I mean, there's so much coming down the pipeline is ridiculous. So my question is, what are we doing to basically get ahead? I know there are courses out there, but are you really gaining from that? Do you really understand what you need to understand? Do you understand there are numerous avenues in terms of data itself? Just not one avenue? Do you understand? For instance, I'm going to show you the top 10. This is going to be the top 10, um, top 10. I'm going to show you the top 10 in demand AI jobs for 2023. And these top 10, this is the top 10 data jobs for 2023. Right here. 12 in demand AI jobs and higher paying careers in 2023. So I'm just going to give you the overview. We have machine learning engineer, data scientist, AI research scientist, AI ethics consultant. This AI ethics consultant is going to be huge next year. AI product manager. If you have your PMP, which I'm working on my PMP search, looking at taking my PMP search, and understand the basics on AI. This is huge. AI project management, AI solution architect, data analyst, computer vision engineer. This, again, they have already software, open source software that if you look at Facebook's new Meta's new glasses, it's open software called YOLO V8 that's being embedded into that to do again to capture images and tell you what's going on. NLP engineer, prompt engineer. These are the top 10. But I promise you, this AI product engineer, AI ethics consultants, these are going to be huge next year. Who this is going to be? AI ethics consultant, law firms. If you understand AI and try to put it in ethics consulting, I promise you, number of law firms that's going to be coming up trying to get into pay you just to understand AI and ethics, and that's basically starting with the source data. I answer the question: what is the data? What are you feeding it? How is that data not full with bias? Then also analyzing the output of the algorithm and understanding what's going on with the algorithm. Lawyers are going to pay you buku amount of money just to be an AI ethics consultant or AI project manager. These two roles are gonna be huge in the coming up here. Huge. Again, for AI ethics consultants, you don't need that much. You just need to understand the fundamentals of AI, understand the ethics around AI and this, and understand how to breach that gap. If you understand this, next year you will make a lot of money if a civil lawsuit comes in, they're going to require an AI ethics consultant to know what's going on. What ethics did this algorithm breach? Is it consistent? Can we see analysis on that? What fundamental ethical challenges do you think this is? This is going to be huge next year. This is going to be huge next year. So my question is, if that's going to be huge, why aren't people studying AI? AI ethics consulting is going to be huge next year because the Biden administration rolled out an executive order for every company to make your algorithms more, make it more known to the government. Basically, now you're going to basically come in your source data on how you train your algorithm. You have to give it to the government, and they have to do analysis on it to make sure, hey, are they ethically carrying out this properly? What are they doing? How is the source data trained? Are there any bias in this? What ethics violation have they violated? Banking, banks using AI. What do you think? Who they gonna call consult in terms of ethics consulting? How am I? How is my AI ethically acting in terms of giving out loans, in terms of establishing proper? Are we seeing? Are we seeing a proper distribution, normal distribution of funds for every individual, based either based on race or gender? Do you know what AI? That's the question is my algorithm are my algorithms performing with an ethical standard, and how can you measure that? See the questions being asked. Now the question is who are they going to employ to say who? Are they going to employ someone who understands that? Or if you're having a civil lawsuit, the NAACP is having a civil lawsuit, and they need to see who understands the ethical problems, especially around algorithms. Who do you think they're going to consult? Someone who has no knowledge of AI, just come out and street and say I'm an AI ethics consultant, but someone who's gone through the rigor of learning what AI is, learning the fundamentals, and then applying that to the ethics and consulting. When I say this, what's coming down the pipeline, the amount of money coming out the pipeline is going to be stupid. This executive order has created a whole new arena of AI professionals. A lot. You think prompt engineering is going to be the last? Prompt engineering is just the beginning. You're going to have technical prompt engineers. You're going to have prompt engineers. You're going to have large language prompt engineers. NLP. You're going to have ethical bias NLP engineers. I mean, you're going to have a variation of AI data professionals getting paid to understand what's going on just because of that executive order. And you're going to be employed not only in the DOJ but in private sectors. If you think I'm lying, go to Indeed right now. Type data scientist, machine learning engineer. I mean, even remote roles, I get called. I mean, it's ridiculous out here right now. So my question, so when you start looking at negative aspects of all the news and all that, just know that there are opportunities out here that's coming out the woodwork from the financial sector, from the social network sector. Do you know how many data scientists, AI, and all that specialists YouTube is going to start hiring, have to hire, especially lawyers who understand AI? Because now the government is requiring you to show me your algorithms and what you fed, what source data did you feed your algorithms? Do you know how many AI ethics consultants YouTube is going to hire? Or how many AI consultants, ethics consultant, Twitter, um, any, any, any of the social media platform? Do you know how many ethics consultants they're going to hire, or how many lawyers are going to push into understanding how AI works? There's going to be a massive high in terms of understanding how data works and how bias works and all that, especially coming down the pipeline now that government is requiring companies to be more open in terms of how their algorithm works. You know how many lawsuits all these companies are going to try to avoid, making sure. Again, YouTube. Every people complain that YouTube isn't fairly being utilized for black content creators. Now, do you think YouTube is not going to hire 10, 15 AI ethics consultants to look through that data set and say, hey, what are we doing? How is this working? What do we need to do? How do we need to improve on this? This is going to be open a whole new, and this is the White House. This is the White House AI Biden executive order on artificial intelligence. This is it. I'm reading it. It has advanced. This is advancing equity and civil rights. this right here, how many jobs are going to just created by this? From consumer protection to banking to justice system. Do you know how many jobs that just this advancing in equities and civil rights, just this part is? You, I mean, when I saw this, I was like, man, what's coming down the pipeline is gonna be, if you're not ready to take over it, it's gonna be ridiculous. If you're not ready for it, I mean, the money coming down the pipeline just to learn that, just looking at that executive order, this address algorithmic discrimination through training, technical assistance, just this. Imagine someone coming in and looking at the bank data and saying, "Hey, I'm not seeing uh, pure distribution of assets and funds based on race and this. I'm seeing a little skew or 20% skew of funds and all that not being distributed equally among African Americans. I'm seeing a 90% skew going into the other race. What's going on?" If they say your algorithm, okay, can I see your source data? Can I see can I see any bias? If there's any bias detected in this, how much do you think they're gonna pay just because they detected bias in there? Are there any bias in your algorithm? Are those algorithms being trained? What are you training on the algorithm on? Is your data, source data really good? AI ethics. What requirements do you have in order to basically what are your requirements, or what are your tools that you use to prevent these kind of biases ever occurring again? Are those tools ethically addressed? Knowing all this, do you really think then banks are not going to pay you to understand all this? Law, YouTube, Facebook, all that, not going to tell you, okay, hey, this guy understands the AI ethics and this. Let's pay him a buku money to design ethical standard for us to address issues from dealing with facial recognition, large language models, dealing with our AI running amok in terms of what we're feeding them. So, for instance, if I say, hey, I've gathering people's data, 60, 70 black content creators data, and I'm seeing and I also have 60, 70 white content creators, and I'm seeing based on your algorithm, hey, the white creators are getting more traction based on what? We both have the same topics, your same content, but I'm seeing, can I see your source data? Is your algorithm doing this ethically? How do we define ethics at this point? The amount of money coming down the pipeline with this, that executive order is going to be stupid. If you see what I'm looking at, if you see what I'm seeing, you will be like, okay, where can I get into this data aspect and see what's going on? Because what I'm seeing is a lot of opportunities coming down the pipeline quickly. By the next year, next 2 years, there will be a flood of data professionals in different areas understanding AI. You have automated vehicles coming out. Question is, how is that? How do we then deploy? You have an ethical algorithm. How do we then deploy? How do we know that that's not being biased in terms of not only insurance or bias in terms of what how that car actually works, or in terms of if if someone of another race buys that car, are there algorithms in the insurance that makes gives you a higher insurance rate just because You're an individual of a different race buying a Tesla, automated Tesla, a fully automated Tesla. Is there a way we can test that? There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, and a lot of people going to be like, okay, where do I need to be? Where is that sweet spot that I need to understand every aspect of AI? Do you need to understand the technical part fully? No. Do you need to understand the baseline, the basics of it? Yes. And mix it with what you do on a daily basis. You understand the baseline of that, and you're a lawyer. You'll be, and you start growing with that, and you will understand how AI and law works. If you're a health professional, you want to understand basics of AI, understand that basic and grow with it. Logistics, everything. This executive order is not only giving AI researchers more assessment to build more AI, but also is giving more accessibility for the government to access these algorithms and understand what are the driving motives of these algorithms. So the executive order has created a massive pipeline of new and creative jobs. And your goal is to understand what jobs are out there. So first, let's look let's see what jobs let's look at what jobs are out there that you don't need to be as technical as you can be. So let's look at a job in terms of I pulled up this 12 I pulled up this job, but let's look at um let's look at mm, tech AI jobs in 2024. This is for five hot AI jobs to consider in 2024. Machine learning engineer, data engineer, robotic scientist, AI quality assurance manager, AI ethics officer. What am I telling you? Everybody thinks I'm this. See this? AI ethics officer. This is from Forbes. AI ethics AI ethics officers act as safeguards of AI tools and systems to make sure. Get rid of this. This is AI ethics tools and cross-functional teams to establish the right policies and procedures put in place in organizations. While you can compare machine learning as brains and behind AI, the exercise acts as the heart, having a big impact on the future of AI. So, what do you need to learn to be an AI ethics? See, this is from Forbes. You have the technical part, machine learning engineer, yeah, data engineer, yeah, robotic scientist, yep, AI quality assurance manager. You get your PMP. You understand the basics of AI. You understand the process of AI. You can be a. You don't need to learn how to code. Or you just need to understand the algorithms. Understand where the problems is. AI models and the bugs. Most of the bugs on AI comes from the source data, and then you can also go at the objective. Those are the two most problems in terms of bugs of AI. So AI quality assurance manager and AI ethics officer. See the jobs out here? This is what's out here. This is from Forbes predicting what's going to be in 2024. AI ethics officer and AI quality assurance. These are the two jobs in 2024 by Forbes. These two jobs. Once that executive order came through, 166, I promise you, next year, this is going to be paying 250 to $500,000. AI ethics officer, this is going to be paying a huge amount of money. 166? Nah, it's going to be more in terms of next year because the amount of people that will try to have to understand AI ethics, understand where all the issues are, bugs are, understand how where to build the regulations, requirements, and always testing it. So you always testing your algorithms, making sure they're up to standard and up to snuff, and you writing the requirements around that. This is AI ethics. This is going to be a huge amount of money. So, what am I saying? Hey, President Biden did a executive order, and anybody who's coming in next year will have to uphold that executive order. But this is what's coming out the pipeline next year. So let's look at the amount of jobs available. And if you think I'm joking, this is 10,509. I'm just going to show you some of my AI messages. People thinking there's so many jobs out here. I mean, these are still what I'm still getting till today. Till today. Since, and this is just the ones they sent on here. I have many on my emails. So some of these jobs I were, but these are, it's a lot. So this is just data scientist role. The 10,509 jobs. Believe me, these jobs they really pay this much. This 367 indeed, they pay that much. They pay even more with this. There's so many jobs out here in terms of data scientists, AI, even data analyst. What am I talking about? Let's look at data analyst. There are 15,673 jobs. Data analyst. Just data analyst. Look at data visualization. Because people don't understand what's going on. 26,241 for data visualization. For business intelligence. And these are jobs that require data visualization. So my question is, I haven't had time to do anything because there's a lot going on. We have an executive order. We have people. What I'm seeing coming up in the next, it's gonna be crazy next year. It's gonna be a lot of jobs and a lot of people still thinking it's a joke around here. But I just want to make sure that hey, first things first, everybody hearing me? If you hear me, just if you can hear me, just put a thumbs up or one because I don't know if I'm talking to myself or just talking to somebody else, but I just want to make sure you guys understand that this is what's coming up. The pipeline for AI data is going to be stupid in next year. Anybody who wants to go into the area of AI data, anything data, AI audit, ethics consultant, it's going to be stupid next year. The executive order has created so many jobs, it's going to be crazy. There will be more money, more jobs. Even right now, when everybody's going in a recession, the amount of jobs coming out in the data is going to be stupid. Believe me, the amount of jobs coming out in AI during the recession, during everybody saying that mass layoffs, everybody's complaining about mass layoffs. I'm getting 3 to 4 offers. 3 to 4 offers. Everybody's complaining about layoffs. layoffs. I'm getting offers from 165 to 200 and something, and everybody's shouting layoffs. I'm getting people calling me, asking me, "Hey, Patrick, hey, are you happy where you are? If you're not happy, I have my bosses even call me up and say, hey, we're taking you to dinner. We want to make sure you're happy. What can we do? We can pay your certifications. We can pay anything you want. How can we make you happy?" There are a lot of jobs out here in terms of understanding. You understand the basics of AI, understanding all that, understanding how it works. You are golden at that point. I can go anywhere and sit down and talk to anybody about AI, program it, do what you want me to do, production, put it in full production. Again, I I understand everything. Not understand, but I'm learning more and more each day. And what I'm seeing is people are seeing what's coming in, and now what I'm seeing now, people are now just coming out and creating trash, beating their chest. I said, if you can, if you can, if your instructor, if you can ask your instructor, any instructor, and say, hey, you are trying to get me into AI. How can I believe you can get me into AI? Show me a proof that you can get me. I can show you proof. The past 2 years, I had what, 7 offers in the height of getting laid off. Right now, I have offers. I have offers right now. Next, I'm going for interviews coming up. Two, three interviews coming up. I sat down, created a path. Okay, everybody's jumping in this program AI, but they don't understand what it is. Do you understand how it takes? Do you understand what you want to do? You want to be a data analyst? You want to do data visualization? You want to do AI ethics? You want to do what do you want to do? You want to do manager? I'm trying to get my PMP too and do that. Again, I try to make myself so versatile that I can go anywhere. I've been hired as a data analyst. I've been hired as a systems engineer, system analyst for AI. I've been hired as a machine learning. I've been hired as a data engineer. I've been hired as any part of it in terms of AI. Right now, I'm doing my looking at doing my PMP. I can do a AI manager, AI ethics. AI ethics, I've talked to a lot of lawyers. I've seen every aspect of it. They've talked to me years of talking to lawyers in terms of, oh, can I use my deep learning algorithm because we don't understand the black box variation? But hey, you don't understand the black box, but you have an outcome in it. Can we use the outcome as a measure of success of the algorithm? Can we use the source data? Can I put in some some regulations or requirements that can basically affect my biases and reduce the biases, and then that can, I mean, what I'm saying is this: what's coming out of the pipeline, what's coming out because of this executive order, is a lot of jobs, a lot of jobs that pay really well. My question to you is: if you want to get a job, get it and do it the right way. Understand it. Don't go in there thinking I'm going to be a prompt engineer in a month. No. Understanding the basics of AI first. And please, when I say the basics of AI, there was someone came to me and said, "Hey, I want to understand AI," and I asked the person, "What do you think AI is?" The person looked me straight in the eye and said, "Skynet." I'm like, "No, don't do that. AI is not yet that Skynet. What is AI now? Because you have an AI in your pocket, in your cell phone. People don't understand the basics of AI, but they want to get a job paying 166, 170,000 doing the AI ethics and all that. But you have no understanding what the basic of AI. You telling me Skynet and you want to make 166,000? How? So my question is, hey, a lot of money is coming down this pipeline, a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities. My goal is to have people ready for these opportunities. If NAACP again calls in and said, hey, we have a problem with this bank in terms of the AI and the algorithm. We need someone to understand the algorithm. NAACP will want to employ a black person who understands AI. Again, I'm just giving you examples. Do they want someone who civically understands the struggle of how algorithms affect the black and brown people? Someone who understands mathematics, understands the basics of AI, and understands ethics, and can go in and stand there and talk about ethics and AI? And based on your past experience, again, if you get jobs in terms of AI, you can then reference your past experience. Say, I've done, I've been an AI data analyst, data scientist, and all that for years. Well, I've done that in a year or two. I have the background, I have the pedigree, I have all that. I can do this job. Or you can hire me as a consultant. Consultants makes what they make a lot of money, and you're not working for one person. You're not only working for the NAACP. You're working for every other people who are not only looking for justice from banks and all that, utilizing algorithms. So my question to you is, let's start. What's the first step? Where do you want to be? You want a data analyst, data visualization, data governance, AI ethics? I mean, it's ridiculous. We have people who don't understand anything, but they want nah. So my greatest plea to everybody is doing this. The executive order has opened a barrage, a door that now is going to be a huge flow of opportunities. Huge flow. For instance, right now, let me give you an example right now to show how the huge flow is going to be happening. Hospitals. They were saying hospitals are now a huge problem will be hospitals in terms of hospital data. Hospitals using algorithms to do insurance, or are they using algorithms to how are they using algorithms to be fair in terms of treating patients? If a if an individual comes in based on insurance, or based on lack of no insurance, or based on anything, what's the death rate of that? How the algorithms basically prioritizing these individuals to be treated? Those questions, are they ethically bound? Are the algorithms ethically bound to treat those individuals first? Or the algorithms ethically bound to the profit margin of the hospital? Questions. So these are things that will be coming out the pipeline now. The Justice Department, when when people put in algorithms for the bail system on who gets bail and who doesn't get bail, when you ask the question, how does the algorithm work, or even the facial recognition, these individuals are identifying people wrong. How are those algorithms? Are they liable to get sued for that? When is enough is enough? When is the threshold, the efficiency rate for an algorithm to identify a human being? When do you say it's enough is enough? Who decides that? What are the ethics around that? These are the questions you should that's going to be coming out of the pipeline just because of this executive order. My question is, who are they going to consult to answer all that? Someone who understands that, or someone who understands, someone like me who can ask that question and say, okay, what's the data set? Can I see your source data? Can I see your output data? Can I see any statistical analysis on any of your insights? What algorithms did you use? Were they verified and tested? Are all your biases around your algorithm, are they accounted for? Are there any ways to litigate or any? I mean, these are questions being asked. My question to you is this: are you going to be the one who's going to be there asking those questions and given, being paid to answer those questions too? I'm not doing gloom and doom. I've seen all that. That's bull BS. I'm seeing the amount of stuff coming out. Law law firms are gonna have a whole department dedicated to AI ethics. Law firms are gonna have a whole department dedicated to AI ethics and AI litigation. A whole department. Insurance agencies, they're deploying algorithms to detect certain things. Do you think they're not going to have a whole law firm dedicated to fight litigation against utilizing algorithms to basically determine if my accident is worth enough time or resources to get paid for? This is what's coming down the pipeline, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, people are not preparing for this. Hey, I'm what I see is what I see. It's people more interested in certain things that I'm not. I'm not seeing it. But I started looking at AI and law. This is what I do. I look at AI and law, expertise, automation, legal research. What is going in terms of how AI is going to revolutionize law? This is what I'm reading. I work with lawyers daily basis, and I've looked at the questions. I've looked at the question, answers questions. I even taught lawyers and say, hey, this you don't even understand the terms and all that. You don't understand anything about AI, but you're asking questions. I had to teach lawyers in terms of what AI is, so that they can get a feel and know, okay, where are the most problems are? Where do I need to be looking at? Do you need to look at the mathematics of it? Most mathematics has been proven and have already stapled papers and all that for decades, decades. So trying to dissuade on how mathematics work, that doesn't work. So I'm just doing. This was just a quick. I don't know if it's quick, but this was just something that I needed to come out and talk about. That what's coming out of the pipeline is going to be huge. The amount of money coming out of the pipeline is going to be huge, and the amount of opportunities coming next year, the amount of jobs coming out next year in terms of this. Just know, if you're in the data side, you're not going to be affected by any recession. Believe me that. Believe that. If everybody's talking about, oh, the recession, there's no money, the inflation, your mind will be like, okay, inflation, all right. Where is where can I live in the next few months to increase my money by 25 to 30%? And I'm not saying next year. I'm saying the next few months. If you say, okay, the inflation is hitting, I'm feeling the inflation a little bit. So where do I need to move the next 2 months? Who do I need to call and say, hey, look, I've been here a couple of months. The money ain't working out for me yet. I'm feeling the inflation a little bit. I need 200, $300,000. I've done AEI ethics. I understand this. Or you've been there a year or 2 years. Like, okay, I'm good. I understand my craft. I understand my tech stack. I understand what's going on. I need to make some more money. The inflation hit. Where do I need to go? Who do I need to see? Where do I need to brush up my skills? What questions do I need to ask? So I say all this with greatest, the greatest plea and all that is, please, the jobs are out here. Nobody on Cheesecake Factory no more. Cheese Cheesecake Factory getting expensive. So still, I don't know what y'all talking about. Cheesecake Factory getting expensive still, but with always standing on that. Believe me when I say what's coming down the pipeline next year, and you're in the data field, you understand how data works, how all this works. You can switch job quickly and make more money. You can go on your own independent and become an AI consultant. Go 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 to NAACP. Say, hey, I know I know. Are you looking at the AI stuff going on? Yeah. Have you seen what's going on in the executive order? Yep. Are you looking at what's being applied by the banks? Do you know what kind of large language models are being applied by the banks? Do you know what kind of models are being applied? Do you know what kind of models are being applied to financial places? So this is it. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of distractions, a lot of distractions. But when you see certain things, it should be ringing in your head. This executive order is a huge bell ringer for everybody. Once they brought it out, I was like, oh my God, what is coming out is going to be stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I can beat my chest and tell you, I know how to do this because I'm in this. Again, I've gotten off as 165 lowest to 200 and something. My lowest is 165. And I call that an insult, but lowest is 165. If I can tell you I can do that, it means I can teach you. Because I had to revamp my whole study system. Tell you this. I had to go and research and create some certain algorithms to tell me, okay, what are the most valuable skills in this? What are the most valuable skills? What are the most valuable certs? I had to go in and look at it and look and create a whole system to tell me, okay, these are the most valuable certs. They'll take 20 certs, but out of those 20, probably two or three are the most valuable and most important skills. There's certain skills that are most valuable and most important. It's there. Knowing how to figure those out, that's how it works. Then after that, then you start. Okay, these are the skills that are important. These are the certs that are important. Then you start building your. Then I started designing my whole curriculum in terms of not even curriculum, my day-to-day activities around that. These are my most valuable certs I need. These are the valuable skills I need. I need to start studying all this. Where do I get the books? Where do I get instructions? Where do I do this? I did that. Took me time, and I did that, and I started seeing traction. I started getting offers. So, what's coming out the pipeline next year? I can't. If all I'm seeing is coming down, because what's right now, the amount of jobs out here just based on data is crazy. Imagine what's next year. There's so many jobs that they can't fill it. Right now, they can't even fill this one. My phone keeps ringing. I had to turn off my phone. I'm like, look, emails, everything. I really didn't want to check anything. So this is what it is. This is where it's gonna be. So I'm not coming here to give y'all fear mongering. Oh, the recession, the inflation. I'm not doing all that. Y'all can get those other places because I think that's what's being pumped now. But the truth is, the opportunity is so much out there. It's crazy. And this Biden's executive order, It's going to create so much opportunity in the area of AI and data. It's going to be stupid. The amount of money going to be rolled out. IRS is going to be hiring. Department of Justice is going to be hiring. YouTube, everybody's going to be hiring for AI auditors. I mean, AI ethics, PMP, project managers around AI, systems engineer, DevOps engineer around AI, large language models auditors. It's going to be crazy. But hey, what I'll say is this: hey, we can continue chilling and eating Cheesecake Factory. Even Cheesecake Factory is going to start hiring algorithms too, AI auditors. We can chill and eat up Cheesecake Factory, do all you want, or you can look at what's coming out of the pipeline with the executive order and start preparing today, not tomorrow. Today, the executive order has been launched, and the amount of money coming down the pipeline is going to be stupid. So you either start preparing today, which I am, or you can just chill, inflation and all that. And that's all good, and enjoy the Cheesecake Factory. It'll be alright. Or you can really prepare right now and start making that effort to enter that a lucrative career, a lucrative industry that's going to be next year is going to be massive. Next year, I promise you, is going to be stupid massive. Even in politics, with the amount of data coming out in politics, do you think AI, all the Republican and Democratic parties are not going to hire AI ethics consultants to look at the data, understand how the data works on that stat? Okay, this is what's going on. The executive order just put the stamp and saying this technology is here to stay. We're seeing the big leaps and bounds around this. We need to know how this works and control it. That is what the executive order is saying. That hey, this is coming. There's no stopping it. We either fight it or we flow with it and create executive orders around that. That's it. The technology is here to stay. But hey, this is my rant. This is my journey. Again, I'll be creating courses in AI law and basic AI, and then I'll start looking into courses in terms of prompt engineering, large language models, AI ethics. We're looking for AI ethics, looking at all that stuff, and again, once I start get my PMP, I will start looking at AI management, understanding all that aspects and looking at all of it, and understanding okay, where do I fit in? Where do you fit in? Is it data visualization, data analytics, data science, machine learning, data engineer? Is it AI consulting in terms of AI ethics? Is it AI management? Is it systems management around AI? Where do you want to fall? I mean, next year it's going to explode even more. So the question is, where do you think you're going to fall? Do you want to even go in the healthcare side, AI health, even HR, human resources? That is a whole bag of the amount that I've done human resources in terms of AI. That's another aspect of it. You're dealing with humans. That's a huge aspect in terms of AI. That still gives me headaches because now I'm dealing with human aspect. Most AI or automation is trying to eliminate the human interaction in it. When you're dealing with human resources, that means you're dealing with human activities. That's another area that gives me headaches. Dealing with human resources, people think it's just an automation. Nah, that's a whole lot of issues in that. Promise you, it gives headaches. It's not easy, and they pay boatload of money for data analytics in HR and data science in HR, just to understand how the data works in terms of human resource. It's a boatload of money in there. But again, people keep sleeping, and I'm like, okay. Even the cybersecurity part. Do you think cybersecurity, to understand predictive analysis with cybersecurity, do you know how much people they pay for that? To be able to predict where your attack might happen based on your data, based on past attacks, based on social events, taking all that data to predict, okay, do you think MGM is not going to pay you huge boat of money just to predict where an attack might happen or predict any attacks that might happen, what kind of attack might happen, where based on your vulnerability and all that, take all that data, past attacks, your vulnerability, all that, and predict and create an algorithm that might predict where you might be attacked by who and how to defend yourself. Do you know how much money they're gonna pay for that? Understanding not only cybersecurity, but understanding data around cybersecurity. And when I say understanding data, I mean predictive analysis, and also using large language models again to utilize in terms of prediction too, recommendation. I mean, when I'm laughing because I see all this and I look at everybody, I'm like, y'all y'all really don't know what's coming down the pipeline, do you? If y'all knew what I know, y'all be sitting down and saying, okay, what do I need to study to understand this? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to see? What do I need to create? How is this going to be beneficial? But hey, I'm I'm just I'm just the guy on the internet who's telling you what's actually about to come to pipeline that you need to get. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's telling you nothing. Everybody's telling you, hey, executive order, but nobody's telling you what the details are coming out of this. How that is so beneficial and profitable. Nobody's telling you this. I've looked at the internet. Everybody's just talking, but really tell you what's coming down the pipeline. Nobody understands that. But hey, it's here. You've seen it. I'm telling you in detail what's coming down the pipeline, the amount of money coming down the pipeline, the amount of investments coming down the pipeline. But hey, but hey, this was just a quick one. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew. Hey, this I'm here. Um, I'm laughing. It's funny. It's there's a lot of negativity going on. Hey, it's all bad, and I'm like, where at? Did you just hear? Did you just see what was signed? Did you know how much billions or trillions are coming down the pipeline with this? The amount of investments it is? Okay, no problems. Keep doing you. When people complain, oh, I'm saying you do this, this, this. Go into AI ethics. You can get 260, understanding all that, not understand the basics of AI. Do this, this, and doing AI ethics. You could be making money and be good to go. But hey, Will Smith, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett is all good. They they know how they helping with AI and ethics. It's funny, but hey, but this is what it is. A lot of distractions, a lot of BS, but the truth is, the money that's coming down the pipeline is going to be ridiculous. Getting the opportunity, understand what this is. I just gave you a few pointers in terms of ethics, in terms of the law, in terms of advantages. Understand this quickly. Take advantage of it. Understand how to really understand this. Learn it. Create a path. Learn and go for it. If I can get Office 165 to this amount and doing a place where everybody shout, no, they're getting laid off. So I'm like, huh? Lay, layoffs? Okay. It's okay. We're okay. But hey, but the area of big data, it's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be cybersecurity. It's gonna be everywhere. There's no way this is not gonna touch. So I just want to make sure I'm still trying to get more information out. I'm still trying to be as relevant, but at the same time, I'm gonna start creating a little bit courses and start putting it out there. AI law, basics of AI, understanding where you need to be, what process, where do you want to go in terms of AI, fundamentals of AI, where you need to be, and go from there. But again, thank you for coming through, and it's gonna be next year's gonna be wow. It's gonna be a wild, wild west. Prepare. Money's come. Real money is coming out